end of the bracket and a little bit of battle between the MAC and East conferences. Quinnipiac taking on Wichita State here for our upcoming battle. And both teams still kind of trying to find their footing here as we're getting into the
Yeah.
back quarter of our season.
Yeah, I was talking to this with Tugboat, right? After this week, we've done 75% of the season and 50% of the split here. So
Yeah.
already we're coming on to the back end of uh of the season at this point. You got to win these games. These games are extremely important. And WSU up against Quinnipiac. This could be a big matchup. Very big matchup.
Yeah, one thing we did notice is you're going to have Jiffy in the lineup here for WSU as opposed to 25 Cent. I think this is one to
Yeah.
keep an eye on. 25 Cent has had a huge impact for this squad over the past several weeks. Had 4 goals versus Montana in the only game that they were able to take off of University of Montana, which is a big feat in of itself. 30th seed, taking a game off of your number third seed, definitely worth
Mhm.
mentioning. On the other side, Quinnipiac coming in, they've won 2 of their last 4 games, including a big win over Marist, who was your ninth seed. So you're talking about the 29th seed upsetting the ninth seed, a big feather in the cap of this Quinnipiac squad, and the Bobcats are hoping to keep it going.
Yeah, that does happen from time to time where upsets do happen, right? And you love to see it. And hopefully we see another one here. We've not seen one today though. It's been really close. No 3-0 so far today. All of them at least getting to game 4 and teams are showing up, right? Like they're at least stealing one game and then making the other games interesting so far, which is not something that we see very often, right? When you see big disparities in the score lines, right? Normally you'll think, okay, these are an easy 3-0 matchups, right? But today, I don't know what it is, but these teams are all really close.
Perhaps that end of the season, they're already ramping up, knowing that their weeks are limited. The opportunities to climb in the ranks are dwindling as each week goes by. Do have Wichita State in the yellow on the attack to start things off. Kind of ran out of boost, lost control of it.
Oh,
Nice turnaround. A good opportunity as Aang is going to create some options there. Ooh, had a look at it. The ball takes a wild bounce off the post and just springs back out to midfield. Pedro's there to pick it up, runs out of boost, and doesn't quite have the opening. Defense holding so far here for Quinnipiac.
1 minute into game number 1 here, and it's feeling a bit of a feeler game so far. Some shots here, but nothing too big so far, right? Nothing to write home about for either team. So right now, just trying to figure out how the other one's gonna be coming into it, and let's see how they set each other up against one another as that shot goes wrong.
Saber had a chance, but that one went way wide, as a matter of fact. Nice challenge, and Saber's going to keep it in the yellow half for now. Looking for the back pass, no good. Aang getting involved, getting in the midst of it, and AJS is able to convert that into a shot. Hebro sends it wide, but it's Quinnipiac who's putting pressure down, and that pressure eventually breaks through. Quinnipiac able to get the first goal on the board here in game 1.
Look at that pass, and then look at the shot. Both of them at weird little angles, and sadly, Mr. Gopher playing with the lowest card in the game, right? The breakout. And, yeah, it just sails over. If he's using an Octane, that does not happen, right? He actually hits that ball, I'm pretty sure.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
that hitbox is just lower on the breakout. And I think that's just how low that ball was off the ground, but it still went high enough to go over the breakout.
Wichita try and see if they can answer back as they push in. Hebro looking to scatter this defense, try to open something up, but there's just nothing to be found. Quinnipiac seal that one shut. Going back the other way, but AJS takes a little too long, trying to get a little too fancy with the footwork along the wall. Gets demoed and back on the attack. Goes Wichita. Jiffy able to put it home. Tie game.
Very, very nice one there as we're halfway through this one. Saber waited a little bit too long here, and he shoots it right down into Jiffy, who scores that one. And it's 1-1 halfway through this game. In your opinion, is it a GIF or a GIF? What do you say?
Yeah, I guess it just kind of depends what you're talking to. I mean, technically it does mean graphic image format. So, like, that has a Gus sound, but, I mean, it's always been
Yeah.
called a GIF as far as I'm concerned. So, that's one of
Alright.
those where I don't think either is wrong. Neither is incorrect.
Alright. Well, if he wins this match, right, as Mr. Gopher puts it in and tries to cement that, maybe we could get him into the winner's circle here and just interview him to see how he says his own name right. As that's a nice goal out of Mr. Gopher, great pass as well, giving them the 2-1 lead.
Yep, getting back on the rails here a little bit. WSU have really come back with a vengeance over this last 90 seconds. Look at this, they're back on the attack once again and continuing to pour shots on. This is forcing a little bit of a turtle defense. Quinnipiac finally able to find a little bit of breathing room. Still can't manage to get it past the midway line just yet. Finally, it goes in deep. Gopher with an awkward touch. Might be an opportunity. Big save from Hebrew to bail Wichita State out of a dangerous situation. Gopher looking for the counter. Finds one in transition. Increases the lead by 2.
Gopher double taps his own net, right? That's not something that you see very often. And then Gopher picks up that ball, and it's a desperate opportunity there, right? You need to make that save, and so you're just going to throw yourself at it. And so Gopher waits for the perfect time and does a great little save there and stops that one from going in, as I do believe Saber is bugging out quite a little bit as he turned on 2-player mode, and that's going to cost him and his team a nice little goal here as he rejoined the game just a little bit too late.
It is unfortunate.
does
Capitalizing, you know, I mean, Wichita State, they seize the opportunity to just ensure further cement their lead in game number 1. Moving ahead into game 2, leading the series. Trying to attack that near post again. This time, Quinnipiac's having none of it. Eng looking to get it out, doesn't get a very solid touch. Saber J has to spin their boost to go up for it, push it down the line. We're there to send it right back in Wichita State. Looking to muscle into the blue half once again. Gopher looking for one off the wall. Try to pass it center. Try to get something on net, but whiffs on both. Jiffy now trying to force this one in. Quinnipiac struggling to get out of their zone right now. Finally do so with emphatic results. And it's just a little 1-2 to set AJS up for the goal.
Bang, bang. That never even touches the floor. What a great little pass there. Nice little instant play back and forth. A great little one-timer, as hockey fans would say.
That was certainly a one-timer, absolutely. AJS booting 1 deep. Ooh, nice little move. People was able to sneak it past. Gets it stolen from them by their own player. Unfortunate, as Wichita State are now scrambling to kind of recover from this. Quinnipiac, see this, put some pressure down into the zone. People was able to sneak it past 1. Rotations are there for the defense of Quinnipiac, and they find that save. Can they reset again? AJS able to get their tires planted enough to make that save, and now has a look at an open goal with Eng downfield. Jiffy comes through, robbing that shot off the near post. AJS tries to put it in again. This time it's Gopher who's able to find the clear. Wichita State back into the blue half. Mr. Gopher puts one off the wall, but there's just no time left despite their best efforts. Wichita managed to hang on, and Quinnipiac cannot bring this one back.
No, they can't. I mean, Quinnipiac, they really, in the second half, played really well. I would say it was a nice comeback. AJS played absolutely great. 3 saves, 2 goals. I mean, even Ang, right, with only 1 save to his name, still had over 100 points in ball clears and ball centers. And so there was some great plays all around by Quinnipiac. Had their defense been a little bit stronger, been able to make those extra few saves, it would have really helped. But Wichita, every single one of their shots were on net. Even one shot that is counted as a goal wasn't even a shot on net. There were 7 saves on the side of Quinnipiac and 10 shots, and they had 4 goals. So
yeah, somewhere the math got off. Yeah, somewhere the math got off a little bit. Hey, it happens. It happens. Start things off game 2. Both these teams coming into this matchup 2-9, almost dead even. Well, I mean, they are dead even as far as map differential. Number 29 and 30 seed respectively. And Wichita State, they want to surpass their twins in the standings. Open up again with another strong and early goal. This one coming out of Mr. Gopher for the early 1-0.
Very nice try there from Saber, but again, you don't want to not be moving, right? Every Rocket League player will tell you, if you're not moving, you are practically a dead man, right? And so you want to keep on moving. That's why you want to try and get into a jump earlier than the shot actually comes, right? Your intuition's gonna tell you where that ball is gonna be, right? You don't want to just sit around and wait, because the shot, once it's shot, right, is gonna sail over you if your reaction time is not down points. So yeah, 1-0 so far, but we'll see. Will that grow to 2-0?
Oh my goodness, yes it will. As Jiffy creates an amazing opening with this play off the wall. You get that great touch there. Completely just breaks the axles of two players off of Quinnipiac. And Jiffy puts in yet another. They're fourth on the day.
They're going to need to go to the repairman. Lots of repairs to do after those axles got absolutely bent out of shape.
And slight correction, since Jiffy's second. I was looking at Mr. Gopher, who has 4 on the day. AJ misses that ball. And a couple of big whiffs coming out of Quinnipiac as they're looking a little out of sorts right now. Need to just kind of calm down, take a breath, and get back to some fundamentals. Right now, Wichita State are in firm control and are not giving it up willingly. As Jiffy sends that one down into the side. There you go, trying to mount an attack. Quinnipiac looking to make it happen here, but no, Jiffy has that goal sealed up tight and is just going to escort it all the way back down, dribbling it into the blue half. Wichita State maintaining possession for the majority of this so far, and it's going to require some changes out of Quinnipiac if they want to bring this back.
Yeah, Quinnipiac are going to need to, I'm going to say, play just a bit better on the defense, right? Their defense has been pretty good, but it needs to be perfect up against WSU right now, as Pibro does it really well. That is, what a save there. Off the post, on the goal line, and yeah, and then keeps it going afterwards. Pibro now, last man back. Will get the ball cleared out. Great play by him. And, I mean, he's just been playing solidly, to be fair.
And all Wichita State have to do is just maintain control and play very safe. As people are with another big defensive play, but it leaves the ball right dead center for Saber J to pick up, and that defense falls apart. Suddenly that comfortable 2-0 lead's cut in half.
That's a nice 50 on AJS there, but Jiffy is just out of position, right? He turns around, but it's already too late. He's a little bit off to the side, and so it leaves the net wide open for that goal off of Saber J. 2-1 lead now halfway through this game. This game could easily go tight, but the lead could also be extended here for Wichita State.
We're talking about Quinnipiac having to adapt, and they certainly did there in that moment.
Oh,
They overextend on the defense. Get a little too aggressive. Pibro is able to find the 50, find the steal off the wall, really. And there you go, nobody back.
yeah, nobody back, and I mean, Ang and I think it's Saber J. They just were not in position, right? They I don't know what they were doing, actually. It just felt like they called out that the ball was going to get cleared out, and I guess there was no boost in their own backfield. I'm thinking
Yeah, I think it's just a little miscommunication that nobody expected Pibro to be able to get up for that ball. It's the only thing that makes any sense, but Pibro manages to rocket up there all the way to the ceiling to find that, and in the meantime manages it to accurately put it on net to give the 3-1 lead. Caught everybody from Quinnipiac off guard and out of position. Gopher with a nice touch, a little bit of physicality there. Saber J, though, able to dance around one, dance around two, just has Pibro to beat. Pibro reads the play, though, and he manages to get a nice pass over to Gopher. This thing's going right back towards the blue net. A little lob of draws two of the defenders into the air, Is there going to be anybody left on the ground? Thanks to the deflection, ball is somewhat in the same spot, and Quinnipiac can go back on the offensive.
70 seconds left on this clock here. Oh man, what can they do? Can they score 2 here? Or will they need to score 3? No, Jiffy off the crossbar. Oh, the trusty, consistent crossbar. Absolute legend here.
Another big play from Pedro. Look at the distance on that ball, just chasing it down. Jiffy, shot's going to end up a little wide. Gopher whiffs on it entirely. AJS is looking at daylight with a friend next to him. Saber J can't get to it in time. The pass is just too far in front. And Quinnipiac let a golden opportunity slip between their fingers.
Yeah, it definitely does not help. I don't know, man. They're letting this one slip. They're really just... Oof. It's a nuke right now. That's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, the clock is just not in their favor, right? As each second dwindles down, it's looking more and more like Wichita State heading up to match point. And what I anticipated could have been an extremely tight series, well, has been all Wichita State. And the Shockers in black and yellow, well, one game away from closing this thing out in a much-needed victory for this squad.
Yeah, I do agree. At this point, I mean, the ball is still not down on the ground. They're still playing this one. And, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? You're trying to gain some momentum on both sides here. As well, there you go. Jiffy with the most centered balls as well. 7 to his name. He's got a goal, an assist, 2 saves, 2 shots. Great out of him. 3 goals once again out of Wichita. They're playing great when it comes to the offense. The defense this time for Quinnipiac was less great. 3 saves only. All those were from AJS. And yeah, that one out of Quinnipiac left a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, perhaps feeling a little flustered. It happens to the best of us. But, you know, it's do or die time. So it's time to just focus, and you got to forget about those first 2 games. You just got to focus on the play that is directly in front of you, set up some opportunities, turn those opportunities into goals, and one step at a time, build those blocks until you can start putting up some dubs. You can't let the bigger picture of this psych you out, because you start thinking about, man, we got to win 3 in a row when it's been rough so far, and then suddenly your mental just goes down the drain.
Yeah, agreed. As we are off for game number 3 of the 4th game of tonight's schedule. We got 4 more after this, so stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot more rocket.
Jiffy trying to just one-man army that ball into the net at this point. Finally gets a little help from some friends. Pedro, the name of that friend in the corner. A little late touch from Aang, and it puts it in a bad spot. But a big save from the defense, and Quinnipiac still alive here in game 3. Not giving up anything just yet. Aang trying to chase this ball down, desperately needs some boost, and just pinches it out. Find a little room to go find said boost, but doesn't have time to pick up resources. Here comes Wichita State right back on the attack. Good save as Aang just barely gets there in the nick of time. Finally able to get it over Pedro's head and out of the danger zone. AJS might be able to get something to transition. They can beat Jiffy. No, the defense standing tall here for Wichita.
Great play so far out of this first minute as, oh, WSU tries their best to gain, again, a 1-0 lead. They just can't do so. And again, that one's just on the goal line. So close, so tantalizingly close.
Terry 2v2, an opportunity, and Aang capitalizes. Sees that ball drifting up in that spot, gets this nice little opening lob that Gopher just didn't get enough of. Tries to scramble back. It's actually AJS that's able to come through and just ensure it got home, even though Aang is the one who got credit.
Yeah, that is definitely, I mean, a team play, right? Of course, you're going to get some goal steals every now and then, but I don't know if that's really a full-on goal steal. I think that's more of an accidental.
Yeah, I mean, Aang just happened to be the last one to touch it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Insurance policy. Always
Insurance
good to
policy.
be there.
There you go.
Always good to be there in case your team needs it. Oh, Aang! Egg tried to do a quick break turnaround, get something on that ball, saw an opportunity in net, saw no defenders there and can't find the shot. Now this one put in a bad spot. Gopher's gonna put it off the top crossbar. This is the ball just dangles in front of the net dangerously. Pibro with the touch, Jiffy with the follow-up, trying to escort it in from the outside and just greens off, skimming along the wall. Still Wichita State managed to keep it in the attacking zone. Pibro this time tried to go in with the solo effort. Defense holds.
Oh man, that is great so far. It is 1-0, and Quinnipiac do need the reverse sweep right halfway through this game, and they've stopped Wichita State so far from really doing any damage whatsoever. So at this point, game number 3 could go the way here of Quinnipiac if nothing changes for WSU. Ooh. As AJS takes advantage of that little lip bounce. Look at this shot from Ang. It just pinches between himself and the defender. AJS just waiting for that one to come back down as it was hugged up against the back wall. And he just waited long enough to be able to put it in the top corner.
Well, and that's why that insurance is so important. Having that player there just to get that extra little tap when needed. Wasn't needed the first time, but AJS putting it home for goal number 2. And Quinnipiac starting to feel a little more confident, starting to feel a little bit more wind in their sails. Don't want to let it get deflated. With a goal here. Saber J buys some space, but doesn't get the ball out far enough. Shot bounce off the post as Pibro is dangerously close to cutting that lead in half. Mr. Gover's able to scoop it up, but Saber J steals it along the wall. Battle for possession ensues, and Quinnipiac managed to escape their zone.
100 seconds left on this clock. Can they win this game? Can they bring us to game number 4? Gopher wants to say no. Gopher is making himself, again, public enemy number 1 here at Quinnipiac. Because he's stopping them from winning games with just how many just sick goals he's scoring.
Oh, and on tough angles. That was an extremely tough angle. And still able to get that last flip there in the end. Put it right on target. Beautiful goal.
Definitely clippable.
Yeah, absolutely clippable. Can't argue there. Battle in the corner, and WSU walk away with it. Saber J trying to hold off Pibro. Gets just enough of it. The Gophers there to back him up. Doesn't get much power on the shot, and the defense are able to handle it and push it back out wide. AJS chasing it down, has Gopher in their face, but still manages. Well, the ball just kind of pinches out across the midline over towards Saber J. WSU spreading out a little bit, so need to win their individual battles and can't. AJS comes in with a huge 50. Jiffy is there to rescue WSU's defense momentarily. Still haven't gotten out of there. Gopher can't get it out of there either. Finally, Pibro goes up high to get control of this ball. WSU going back on the attack.
30 seconds left on this clock here. WSU need to score at least 1 goal here to bring us to overtime. And if they want to 3-0 the series. But right now, it's in the hands of Quinnipiac. As the shot goes down, it's off the back wall. No one's going to be there to take it. Gopher now has boost, but Pibro passes it back to Jiffy instead. And with 10 seconds left, they're putting on the pressure. Can they score? Yes!
My goodness.
Pibro finds it. And we're tied at 2. Oh, wow. In the dying seconds, Pibro brings us to overtime.
I was worried. I was worried for Wichita on that last one. They looked a little hesitant. Ball was sitting there, and it looked like a bit of miscommunication with 2 players going for it. Somehow, they keep the pressure on. They don't give up on the play. And in the end, they're able to find the goods with a mere 6 seconds left on the clock. Headed into OT, looking for that golden goal. Wichita State looking for that 3-0 sweep, and they're going to get it. Oh. 6 seconds in. That was 6 seconds remaining to tie it up. 6 seconds into overtime to seal the series.
Oh, what a snipe as well. 117 kilometers an hour. What's that, 80 miles an hour? Oh, sick. Absolutely nice shot there out of Pibro. I mean, that is 2 goals in 12 seconds to bring us to our first 3-0 of the night here on EGF Rocket League.
And you're looking at shots. You would have thought that this was an extremely one-sided affair, but Quinnipiac really came back and put it to
Yeah,
him. I say was in control the first half, but you're talking 13-2 in shots in favor of Wichita State.
yeah,
There,
mhm,
a lot of it seemed just kind of long distance, kind of peppering at the net. Nothing incredibly substantial. But they're in the last couple minutes. They pour them on. They're able to tie it up in that beautiful last end goal. Hebro, what a hero! What that is the hero Wichita State needed as they put up their third win of the season.
and, remember how you said that Ang stole that goal away from AJS, right? Well, AJS actually had the shot, right? Like, Ang had the goal, but he didn't have the shot, to go along with it, which is quite a little funny stat to look at, right? 2
Well,
games.
that was a pinch at midfield that hit
Right,
Ang, and AJS kind of went up for it, but just didn't need to touch it because the pinch worked in their favor.
mhm,
So it wasn't Ang didn't actually have the shot because it was just this odd little pinch that went off a defender.
right.
So it's it's one of those weird stat things like we saw in game two where Rocket League is like,
Weird
yeah,
stats.
is that really a shot? We'll give you the goal, but you don't get a shot. It's kind of odd. It's kind of odd, but
Right? Because even in hockey, right? Let's say like you don't even you just touch the puck, right? And then the defender shoots it into his own net, right? You'll still get credited with the shot, right?
sure.
You'll still have the shot because you can't score without getting in a shot. As we are going to be interviewing Gopher in just a little bit. Do we have anything to say before we head over to a break?
That's an odd way to ask that, but no. Let's just take a little break. We'll come back with our